Of LiNK On, your number one show on the internet for living and working in Japan. I'm your host, Brian.
And I'm your co-host, Reese.
Make sure you stop by our site at linkjapancareers.net. It's right over there. And um, check out our jobs, check out our articles on the blog,
Yeah.
and also follow us on social media, Facebook,
Ronald. Yep.
Twitter,
LinkedIn.
Instagram,
Mm.
Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, anywhere. Like and share, leave a
Hit
comment,
bells.
ring the bell, exactly, all that good stuff.
All those,
You
all
guys
those.
know what to do. Okay, today we're going to change a little bit from our usual format. Usually we would do the new jobs. New jobs today are going to come at the end. So you probably, if you're watching this in a replay, you can jump ahead if you don't want to hear us talk about the new article on our page, which is about the most famous and popular sports in Japan. Right. So
Yes.
this week we're going to be talking about that. Then let's bring the article up here, and if you come to our site, you can go to our site and go to blog. And this isn't actually doing what I wanted to do.
Mm.
It's moving and resizing the thing. Okay, let me. All right. Also, you can go down to the bottom, and here at the bottom, the articles will come up as well. Okay, so here it is. It's called "What Are the Most Popular Sports in Japan? Top 10." And here we are.
All right.
And
So
this is I need to go back. I need to get back to that article, guys.
maybe we can start while you're
I
trying to
am.
get the
I'm back.
article stuff. Yep. Okay. Cool. Sure.
Okay, here we are. So let's see what we have. Number one, baseball.
Yeah, I don't think this is a surprise to anyone.
No, not at all.
What can you tell us about baseball, Brian?
Well, baseball is very popular. When I first came here, like um, I was teaching in agriculture school,
Mm.
and it was very obvious. The Some of the teachers were fans of one team or another team, and they told me like, you need to pick a team that you like.
Mm.
And so it's pretty common that most of the teachers are either into the Giants,
Yeah, Tokyo Giants.
Tokyo Giants,
Yep.
or the Osaka
Hanshin Tigers.
Hanshin Tigers. Yeah.
Yep.
And
I mean, for those of you guys that aren't in Japan, another thing you might not know about in baseball is we have in Japan a like high school baseball, and high school baseball. It's often shown around. Is it the summer holidays, Brian, or is it the spring holidays? I always get this Major League Baseball because you find that the community really rallies around the school that represents the prefecture,
yeah,
and all the prefectures they all play, and it's dramatic. And each time one of the school loses, there's a lot of tears because these high school boys are carrying their prefecture, and yeah, it's something else. If you work in schools during summer, you can expect that the Kocho sensei, the principal, the staff room is going to be watching high school baseball very often.
yeah, they will. They will
They
be,
will.
and it's a big thing for the school
It's
as well,
massive if the school
especially if they have a
represents
strong
mm,
baseball team.
massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one,
Hmm.
which is
Football,
football, soccer.
football,
They
soccer.
call it soccer.
Yes, yes, they do. What can we say about football? Again, I think this is something that a lot of people know. Japan's known as the Samurai Blue, Blue Samurai, and the Japanese women's team is Nadeshiko Japan. Um, there's a lot of world-class Japanese soccer players. You've got Keisuke Honda. You've got oh, I can't think of his first name, Kagawa, who was playing. Who else is playing these days? Brian, do you remember?
I don't know. I don't follow
Oh, okay.
soccer.
That's all right. Back in the day, you had Ono Shinji. You had yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be a football follower, guys, but very popular in Japan. You'll find if the boys aren't doing baseball, they tend to be doing soccer. I'd say
Right.
these are the two most popular sports in schools. Yeah, and it has been growing. You've got the J League, but you also have the J2 and the J3, which are the secondary and the tertiary leagues as
The
well.
junior leagues.
Junior, yeah, yeah, less big.
J1
Mm.
actually has a high school.
Does it?
Yeah,
No
and
way.
they train high school students who might go into the J League, and they do foreign language lessons intensively, and in some other languages, Spanish and Italian
Mm.
and French and stuff, I guess, because they anticipate that the athletes might get signed by a team overseas,
Mm.
right?
Mm. Actually, now that you mention it, Brian, I do remember one time we did have a teaching position available for it was someone. It wasn't English. I want to say it was
German,
German.
German,
German,
yeah,
yeah, and it was teach German and soccer.
yeah, yeah,
Be a
definitely,
very cool job. That'd be a very cool job. Yeah.
yeah. But you have
Um,
to be basically a German soccer coach.
if you were, you could
Yeah,
be it
it doesn't
in
mean you have to
Japan.
be a professional. It just
No.
means you have to have coach soccer, which could
Yeah.
mean, even kids soccer would be fine. If we
Yeah.
have a
All right.
job like that, we'll definitely put it up.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
a
our third one is sumo.
Now we wrote here the national sport of Japan. I don't know if I'd say sport. Sumo is a very is it a
It's a sport.
sport? Yeah, it is, isn't it? But sumo is very very interesting. Brian I mean, let me put together my thoughts on sumo.
All right.
Tell us about sumo.
Well, sumo is this national sport of Japan. They big guys try to throw each other out of a ring,
Hmm.
and they've been doing it for a long time, and it's watched by a lot of people, and they can be most of the wrestlers are from 100 to 200 kilos. I've seen them; they're really big,
They're huge.
and
Mm.
sometimes the matches are very short, in a few seconds, and sometimes it goes on and on and on for minutes at a time. And they live communally in these
Mm.
training groups, and they eat a lot,
I mean,
and they're
those
very
are
well known at being gourmets. Actually, they
yeah.
tend to uh, have very high quality food.
You're
And
100% right
yeah,
there.
and it's
The,
very odd because even though they're so large, many of them are incredibly flexible, like
yes.
to the level of a ballet dancer, can do the splits and stuff like that. And even for being so large, you would think they would have, metabolic disorder or diabetes or something, but they don't. They're, amazingly healthy for the amount of training and, intense training that they do. It's only when they quit
Yeah.
being a sumo wrestler that they have trouble. And you'll see a lot of the successful ones will, go down from over 100 kilos to 90 kilos or something like that. And it's actually not uncommon for sumo wrestlers who retire to open restaurants.
I was
I've
just
been to a
about to
few
say,
restaurants
yeah.
that are run
Yeah.
by former sumo wrestlers, and they're
Yeah.
usually pretty good.
Yeah, they are, and I mean, I want to say, Brian, there was a sushi place I went to that was run by a sumo wrestler. But the food, if we're talking food, guys, the food that sumos are famous for is called chanko nabe, and it's actually a special type of nabe, which is like a hot pot, and really really good during winter. If you ever get a chance to have chanko nabe, You should definitely eat it. It's brilliant. It's a sumo staple, apparently. And yeah, as Brian said, they do live in communal housing. I believe the English translation is a stable. They call it a stable. So
Yeah, stable. Yeah.
it's interesting. All right, let's move on. What else can we talk about? What's number four?
All right, number four here.
Tennis,
Tennis. Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few actual Japanese players recently in tennis. Obviously, Kei Nishikori in the men's, and of course, Naomi Osaka in the women's. Current number two, I believe. Yeah, so tennis is big here. Um, my personal observation, looking at the schools around where I live, is I see lots and lots and lots of girls playing tennis, more than men, actually. And I should say boys, because they're not men, they're in school. Um, yeah, at least where I live, tennis seems to be pretty big with women, probably because of, wonderful stars like Naomi Osaka.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, anything you want to add about tennis, Brian?
No, I mean, I don't know much about it. I used to have a couple coworkers that would talk about it, and I know there's a tennis school near me, actually, like about a 10-minute walk from here. And every time I walk by it, there's always people in there if it's not raining.
Mm,
And, they're hitting the ball back and forth and stuff. And they're quite serious about it, right? They
actually,
have the outfit
yeah.
and everything. It's not like they're just out there, you know, casually doing it.
Like actually, Brian, that's a really, really good point to make. As an Australian, tennis is sort of one of those things that's pretty cheap. You can just like go and book a court for like $5 an hour. That's made, Brian. Here, guys, tennis is it's kind of like golf. Joining a tennis club is very, very expensive. Actually, I joined briefly a tennis club in Yokohama in a very fancy area. And I remember seeing what the fee was to join this club, and I won't repeat it here. Let's just say it was an enormous amount of money.
Right.
But they said they wanted to raise the appeal by having foreigners play, so they were good at that. Cost, and that's how I got in. So I never
Wow.
told anyone that. Yeah, yeah, I know. So I was the one foreign guy, but I got to play tennis. Did that for a few months and sheepishly never returned. But thing in Japan, really fun.
And another big one, number five here, is golf.
Yeah, the
Huge.
golf. They love golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, golf. I
Um,
yeah. I was teaching a long time ago now. I was teaching a lady, Brian, and she went over to the States. This is when I was doing Eikaiwa, and she went over to the States to learn from one of their coaches to come back to Japan and be a professional golfer. She never did it. She came close, but yeah, like they're really serious. And I believe golf is also very expensive in Japan, isn't it?
yeah. My father-in-law
Oh yeah.
uh, played a lot of golf, and yeah, it's
Oh.
10, 20,000 yen per game, and that's in the day. That's at the, like not at the, the premium slot.
Yeah. No, that's it's a lot of money, guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And next, number six is boxing.
Yeah, boxing.
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
It's another big one, actually. I always think like boxing in Japan is like similar to boxing in Mexico, and
Mm,
boxing in Mexico is really huge.
mm,
Basically, around 11 or 12 o'clock at night in Mexico, everything becomes boxing on TV after that. And you know, uh, my TV here, like one service I have, is has a whole channel of boxing,
eh,
24 hours, and there's so many different leagues, and then not even going into the kickboxing or MMA or
oh,
those other kinds of
yeah,
fighting sports, right? There's several different types of boxing as well.
yeah.
The guys are smaller. There's a lot of like fly and bantam and stuff like that, but they're fast and they're tough.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the boxing, but you sort of touched on it briefly. Guys, back in the day before the UFC, Japan had a lot of fighting tournaments. You had KRS, Pride, Dream, Raijin. Raijin's still around actually
Yeah.
now, but really interesting and really exciting. If you like early UFC, you'll probably like these. And whilst a lot of them have wound up these tournaments, you can look up on YouTube and see them. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, amazingly, I think Japanese like fighting sports a lot.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay,
interesting.
and next one here, basketball. Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
It says here the national team of Japan is one of the best in Asia, and they've won
Probably.
the Asia Championship twice. Um, and now they have the major basketball league called the B League, and it's the J League of football. It's
Jeez.
three divisions and 20 teams.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, we mentioned the article. There's a very famous manga anime about high school basketball. It's called Slam Dunk. It's not really related to this topic, but I do recommend it. I think that's why it's there. Check it
Yeah,
out.
you would think that basketball wouldn't be such a big thing. Japanese people are generally not that tall, but
Mm,
there are guys over 2 meters,
yeah.
Japanese guys, playing in there. And, I looked at basketball game a month or so ago, and I looked up some of the players, and, they were 195, 193, 202. There were some very tall guys. And, they were as tall, if not taller, than the foreign players that were on the
Mm,
team. I think each team has a limit, though. Like they can only have two or three foreign players.
mm,
And the foreign players you see are a lot of guys who were playing in Europe.
yep.
They were playing in Germany or Italy or somewhere. So you're not going to see, unlike baseball, you will see players who were Major League Baseball players and they end up their career by going to Japan, right? Extending their career a few years. But you won't see basketball players playing in Japan who are in the NBA. Usually not. And if they were, they weren't famous. Okay, so
Mm,
our next
mm,
one, auto racing. Ah, yeah, big one, actually. There's a lot of
yeah.
different types of auto racing. The Suzuka circuit, um, like
Fuji
F1
Speedway.
style racing.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest sports. Drift racing is famous for that, and there's
Yeah.
you know uh, there was an anime series D, Initial D, about drift racing as well.
And they all drift around. If you guys ever want to know where the roads are, it's in
Yeah,
Gunma. And also the other ones are Hakone. Go to Hakone.
yeah,
Mm, yeah.
places where
Don't
not a
drift
lot of
though.
people are.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't actually drift there. You'll get in trouble. But if you want to see those roads, that's where they are.
Yeah, next is professional wrestling, pro
Ah, this
res.
is a good one. I love
Ah,
professional
yeah.
wrestling. Yeah. Brian, tell
If
us about
you're
it. Yeah.
if you're a WWE fan or someone, you should definitely check out New Japan Pro Wrestling. Um, Also, there's three main uh, professional wrestling groups, which are New Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, and Pro Wrestling DDT. And those are, for me, three. I think are the biggest. Um, New Japan Pro Wrestling's been around almost 50 years, so it's actually longer lasting than the WWE. And there's lots of professional wrestling matches and hundreds of wrestlers actually, and they get actually I'm just getting this here. I have I mean,
Here you
professional
go.
wrestling. This is the book of all of the current wrestlers with all their stats and data in it.
That's
So
pretty
yeah, it's
cool.
actually 98 pages long.
Where did you get
So
that one, Brian?
7-Eleven, I think. Like it's not a
All
not
right.
a it's a pretty common thing. Um,
There you go, guys. 7-Eleven. You can
a
get one too.
family,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they it's very popular,
I
right?
I have one pro wrestling story to share with everyone here before we move on to the next one. One time, guys, we were holding a recruiting seminar in our office at Yokohama, and what we didn't realize at the time was there was a amateur female pro wrestling, I guess amateur wrestling, competition going on the bottom floor, and a lot of our applicants that were coming to our job seminar were lining up because they got the lines mixed up. So it was quite funny to see their shocked face when they went through the door to a
That's
room
interesting.
where women were all wrestling each other. Yeah, it's not funny.
Okay, next
Anyway, let's move
skiing,
on.
skiing and snowboarding,
Mm,
winter sports, also very
yeah,
big here. Yeah,
they are.
um,
They are.
seventy
Isn't there a
percent of the
movie right
country is
now? Yeah,
mountains, so there's
that's true. That's true.
yeah,
Isn't there a movie, Brian, about skiing? I'm pretty sure there's a movie on right now
probably.
about the jump. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
skiing's big in Japan.
some places get a lot of this year around Kanto didn't get much snow. Oh yeah,
I
okay.
think
So
that's it. I think that's
which is
10.
your favorite? Basically, rounding up here, my favorite pro wrestling, then baseball. I'd say.
No, but yeah. I
I can't
mean,
help not I can't help it to be American. Like
I'm not even gonna say me for me out of this list, guys. I'm gonna say pro wrestling and also baseball, but just because of that high school baseball, it is really something, guys. It's a cultural thing that you wouldn't really think about unless you lived here. But I really recommend the high school baseball. Yeah, really really fun. So I agree with you, Brian. I'm the same opinion.
yeah, and it's funny about pro wrestling as well. Like
Mm.
in Japan, pro wrestlers often become politicians and stuff like that as well. And so it's not uncommon to hear about that. Um, in my city here, one of our female city council members is a former pro wrestler and quite a famous one. So
That's
let me
awesome.
see here. Let's go to the new jobs
Yep.
and
To the jobs, guys. To the
to the
jobs.
jobs. We'll see what we got. Still having this trouble with the page. Let me just get a second here. Let's go back up on this and get rid of this one. Okay, where is it? Oh, yeah, it started working. Okay, let's navigate over to our site, linkjapancareers.net. And if you come to the top here to find jobs, you can check out the open positions.
Yep.
And our first one today.
This is the four positions we talked about last week that were previously unknown, but they are now up. And our first position is in Kagawa. We are looking for an English conversation instructor in Takamatsu, Kagawa. So if
Tagamatsu,
you
yeah.
if you are in that area, it's a beautiful part of Shikoku. If
Mm-hmm.
you're in Takaku, we want to hear from you. And I will say that this position, we've already had quite a few applications. If you are sort of sitting on the fence, I would encourage you to make the application. If you decide later it's not your thing, it's better to make it now because I expect this position is going to close in the next week or two. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
get in. Yeah, yeah. Actually, Kagawa's it's like hotcakes at the moment. So yeah,
Next one
on
is in Shiga.
Shiga, yeah, so same chain, but in Shiga, um, there seems to be a couple of teaching positions in the Kyoto Shiga area. Some are with us, some are with competitors. But from what I've noticed, guys, is they tend to require a driving license. And I know some of you just don't have that. Well, that's the benefit of this position. It does not require a driving license. It's very close to the Shiga station. So you can commute from Kyoto if you're in the city, or you can commute from some of the outlying areas of Shiga. Obviously, for those of you guys that live in Otsu, the Lake Biwa is a bit of a pain to navigate around. But if you are on more of the Kyoto side, you probably can commute to this position by train or bus. Yeah, please apply.
And the same here, I'm seeing Kanazawa and Toyama.
Yep. So again, same chain, but these positions actually, we're getting told from the client they need to fill them very quickly. So yeah, I think they will also go relatively quickly if you apply. So make an application now, and you can probably have a fast, expedited process.
Right?
Yep.
And so the other ones we have are just ones we covered before
Yep.
in after school English teacher at Utsunomiya
Yeah.
and
Different
Sendai
place. Yep.
and
Sendai.
Yokohama.
That's it.
Right? Interact positions I have nationwide,
Good. Good.
but first I'm looking for Kanagawa area,
Yeah.
definitely, and Tokyo and Chiba and Ibaraki, Kanto area, right?
That's
If
it. Like.
you're a teacher in the Kanto area, looking to make a change and take a new position from mid late August, then I have positions, so make an
Yeah.
application.
And we know some of you guys have been asking for months now, when are we going to have positions opening? Well, now's the time. They're open.
Yeah,
Come, all ye faithful. Come in and apply.
yep, that's right, definitely.
Yep, yep.
And
Mm,
next one is the school manager, the
yeah,
Japanese position,
yeah.
and the part-time Ibaragi
It's still there, guys.
still
Still,
there.
yeah.
Use the company car.
It's, that's
Yep,
it.
yep. Interact West in Kyushu, and also Shikoku,
Hmm.
um, Yamaguchi, Hiroshima, that area as well. Kansai and South Central, all kinds of positions coming up for summer there, right? So definitely apply for those. Kanto North, Chiba, Ibaragi. Probably I have those positions now. I'll probably have positions opening up later for maybe Tochigi, maybe Guma too. I'm not sure.
Mm.
And North, Tohoku, Hokkaido, definitely from summer for sure. And a few positions now, if you can take them and you can drive. Yeah, I have those. And also teaching material development leader, faculty leader. This is at a private university,
That's
a
it.
business school. So you have to have an MBA. But if you're an MBA holder, it'll be a great position in Tokyo, exclusive location, definitely. And editor, test content specialist. This is with a major English testing company. So it's a high level position. Great if you're wanting to get out of teaching but stay in education
Yeah.
in a related position.
And these tests, guys, they're really, really, really influential in the definitely the school in schools. So
Right.
if you wanted to be someone who directly impacted like curriculum across the country,
Right.
this would be a very, very good job.
Well, I think that this is a great position for the person who has a linguistic mind
That too, yeah.
and they want to actually in a small way, affect language policy as a whole
Mm,
in Japan at the national level.
mm,
They want to do something that has an impact on potentially every language learner in the country,
mm-hmm.
right? Every English language learner.
Yeah.
And, I've always felt like Interact was doing that as well. Like Interact was actually affecting national language policy.
Hmm.
And working at Interact was a way to participate in that. So these are new jobs we got, guys.
Yep.
So uh,
LinkJapanCareers.net.
linkjapancareers.net. Stop by our site. Let's see if we have any comments before we wrap up. Real quick. Been a little bit later on a Friday, guys, so I want you to have a good weekend for
Mm.
sure and be safe. And, you know, um, take all precautions and everything that you need to
Mm.
do. So let's see, we're going to bring up the page here. And trying to get this open. You
Mm.
do. Um, so let's see, we're going to bring up the page here. Okay, guys, well, I don't see any comments right
It's
now,
cool.
so that's fine. But if you have a comment, definitely drop it in here,
Yeah.
or drop us a
Anytime.
question on our website. We have a chat on the site, or mention us in a tweet, or send us an Instagram message, however you like, whatever you're comfortable with, we're there. So we're looking forward to hearing from you at linkjapancareers.net, and we'll talk to you next week.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
See you guys.